On your mats, just feet parallel, hip distance apart. The kneecaps, just check your kneecaps are tracking forward. And your heels are pressing down, the balls of your feet are pressing down. And draw yourself up into your full height, allowing your shoulders to drop down. Just check that your shoulders are relaxed. Give your hands a little bit of a wiggle. Draw in the skin of the tummy, so feel your ribs draw down. And then feel as if someone's just taken you behind the back of your ears. You know where the bony part just behind your ears is? And they're gently lifting your head higher up onto your neck so that you're decompressing your spine, just lengthening it out. And now take some breaths. So you're going to breathe in. I want you to feel your back expand as you breathe in. And then breathe out. Just let the tension from the day just flow up with the out breath. And once again, breathe in. And breathe out. And again, breathe in. And breathe out. Now you're going to let your arms work with your breath. So as you breathe in, float the arms up a little bit. Turn your palms upwards, and as you breathe out, turn your palms downwards and just let the arms come down. Try and follow the breath, breathing in, breathing out, sink the arms down, breathing in, bring them up to shoulder height only, breathe out, let them go. I'm allowing a little bit of bend and straightening through my knees. Let the shoulder blades feel very heavy. Bring your arms up higher into a big V shape. Breathe out, float them down. Follow that breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, breathe in, bring your hands together in a big prayer over your head. Now widen out your elbows and pull the prayer down. So you're pulling it past your forehead, past your nose, past your mouth, past your chest and down. Breathe in as you draw your arms up again. Breathe out as you pull that prayer down. Just let it track right through the breath. And again, inhale. And just exhale rather as you bring the arms down. Now let your arms hang down and pick up your right arm and just you're going to stroke up the middle of your body. So your little finger is just drawing the line up the middle of your body, up between your eyes, up to the ceiling. Then turn your palm outwards and lean your body out as if you're going to push out towards your right. And bring your arm down. Lift the other arm up, breathing in. Take your ribs over to the left and push out. Good. Other side. Breathing in as you reach up. And leaning out, take your ribs over to the side and press and lower the arm. Do it really slowly, and especially you, Barbara, really engage your center. Draw your ribs in so you're not feeling that your back is actually doing any work at all. It's just going with you. Then you're going to bring the backs of your hands together and push your arms up again. Separate your hands, press the wall away from you and lean slightly forward. And then let the arms come back together. So this time we're really letting the knees bend. Breathing in, lifting up, pushing out and leaning forward. And then round the back as you bring the backs of your arms together. And up, back to the hands. And once again, lean forward. And just let your arms come down to your sides. And then take a roll with your shoulders. And from here you're going to take your right arm forward. And as you take your right arm forward, just let your body turn slightly to the left, so you're lifting it up. And you're going to take it back behind you as if you're swimming. You're going to push down through the water and scoop the arm up again. So you're just doing 3 arm circles, but the body is turning as well. Push down through the water and scoop it up again. Look back towards your hand as you push down and look up towards your fingers as you reach. Last one, rotate bending your knees and bring your arm down. Okay, so the other arm reaches forward. Breathe in. Circle it back and push down, bending the elbow and scooping forward. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale, push down. Last one, inhale, lift. Exhale as you bend the knees and curl your tailbone underneath. You swap arms. Other arm down. Circle it round. Now swap arms again. Breathing in, it's like a figure of 8. Scoop down. Breathe in, stand and circle. Scoop it down and forward. Other arm. And bring your arms down. Take a nice big lift of your shoulders. And now we're going to roll down towards the floor with our knees soft. So scoop up the tummy and just lift up your ribs over your legs and bring yourself down. From here, let your hands come a little bit further forward. If you can, put your fingertips down, put them down if you put your palms down as well. But make sure your knees are bent to accommodate that movement. And then try and lean forward, straightening your knees as much as you can. You may not find you can straighten them much. And then softly bend your knees and lower your bottom. So once again, lifting up your sit bones towards the ceiling into your hamstring stretches. And then slowly bending and lift your head now and look forward towards the front of the room. And as you round up through your tummy and your back, look down and between your ankles. And then bend your knees. Now just let your hands come away from the floor as you roll your spine up. Just standing up nice and tall, bring the head up. Let your shoulders drop. And once again, lift your arms up. So you're going to bring them up. You're going to bring your palms together. You're going to pull your elbows down. Just bring them towards the middle. Then squeeze them to your left side. And look over your left shoulder up towards the ceiling. And then bring the hands back up again. So as you pull your elbows to your right, squeeze the left elbow to the right elbow and just look up. So you're getting a twist in your upper body. Your knees are bending. You're standing straight up. You're breathing out as you rotate. Now hold that position, guys. Bring the back of your hand down to the side of your leg. Reach the other arm up to the ceiling and just stretch up and open the shoulder. And then bring the hand down. And this time lift up your arms again. Bring your palms together. Bring your elbows together. Twist, look up towards the ceiling. Bend the knees. Back of the arm onto the outside of the knee. Breathe in to rotate. Breathe out to bring your hands back down. Okay, keep it little if it's really hard. Don't bring your arm down too low. You can just have it on the side of your thigh or on the top of your hip. If you're finding that easy, take it a little further down towards your knee and press to open your ribs and bring your hand back. All the way up for the last one. Breathing out, elbows come across. Bring the back of your hand to the outside of your knee. Inhale to open. Exhale to close. Let your arms hang. Just hold that position and roll down. And you're going to bring your hands onto the mat and walk them forward until you're in a kneeling position. Okay, so unfurl your feet. Make sure you've got your toes on tucked underneath you. And just find the position through your arms. So, adjust your screen so that you can see. So your fingertips are facing forward. Your toes are facing backwards. Your neck is in line with your spine, so it's not drooping downwards. You're pressing the floor away from you, and you're just lifting the skin of your tummy. So you've got a sense of your ribs pulling in, your back isn't collapsing, and neither is it really rounded, it's just neutral. And I want you now to hold that position and just press down into your right hand. So you're pressing that hand down, gauging your tummy, and just see if you can take the weight off your left hand. So you're just bending the elbow, and I want you to see if you can just hover the hand off the floor. Place it back down again, and feed from the hand through the armpit, into the abdominals, into the obliques, as you hover the other hand off. And we call these the gecko walks. You know, you want your fingers spread, and you want to just feel your hands suckering onto the floor as you change the weight. You're still trying to keep yourself from shifting. As you press, a whole different set of muscles come into play. You're going to activate them. When you take your hand off, you still want to keep the muscles of your abdominals working. And when you press down, you just feel them a bit more. And then lift up the last one. Place your hand down. And now we're going to think about engaging our tummy and just sucking one knee and the shin off the floor. Just hover and place it back down. Almost as if you're trying to sort of drag your leg up into your hip socket. So press into the arms and just engage the tummy and see if you can suck the leg vertically up. You're not kicking it out to the side, and lower it back down. Two more. So draw the leg up. We're just really kicking into our deep abs in between our hip bones. And you may even feel that you can feel your back muscles working. This is quite important. You're going to feel them working. Okay, now put your knee down, and you're going to suck the right hand and the left knee off the mat. And you're going to lower them back down. Now this time, let there be a little bit of movement in your back. As you lift your knee and your hand, feel your back, your body lift a little bit. You're pressing with your arm. And lower down. And the other side. Up, press with the arm. And lower down. Good, two more. So press and suck the hand and the knee up. And down. And last one. And up. Okay, take a moment just to rock back and release out your wrists. So if they're a little bit tight, just bring them back on again. Okay, for the next one, we're going to take the left knee and the left hand off the mat. And in order to do that, you have to lean your weight to the right, press into that side, and just see if you can hover your hand and your knee off the mat. And then with control, bring them both back down. They don't have to go down at the same time. Okay, so you're leaning the weight slightly to the left, peeling your hand and your foot off, your knee off, and then lower them back down. And alternate the sides. Doesn't matter how far you lean out. See if you can lean a little bit more. Bring your leg higher off the ground. Mine's about a foot off the ground. And then see if you can lift up your tummy to control the hand and the knee back onto the floor. This is where your glutes start to work, your bottom starts to work. Lift. And engage your tummy and see if you can lower them back down. Lovely. Okay, we're going to go to the right, and we're leaning to the right. We're going to lift up the right knee and the right hand. And we're going to stretch that leg out and put it on the floor. And we're going to push and lift the other arm up to the ceiling. So you're now in a nice long position through your body. Keep the foot on the floor. Start to turn your foot and place your hand back down first. Bring everything back. Lift your knee and place it back down. So we're leaning, we're lifting the foot, lifting the hand, reaching out with the foot, reaching the arm up to the ceiling. Then start to pivot your foot as you bring your hand back down first, then lift your leg up and place it back down. Let's go to the other side again. So lean first, have your foot off the floor, then place it down. Place the side of your foot on the floor this time. So you've got, it's really, really well anchored. Now I want you to reach upwards. And I want you to feel where your breastbone is. Your breastbone will be facing the front. And then see if you can tilt your breastbone towards the ceiling a little bit. Just open your chest so that you're not swinging your arm behind you. You're just opening a little bit. Good. Now start to bring your arm down and tuck it underneath your body. So you're rotating. Just keep the foot where it is, keep the hips where they are. And then press into your arm, feel your breastbone face the front. Open the chest a little bit, keep pressing into the floor with your foot. Well done. Now place your hand back down first. Pivot your foot so that it's on the ground and lift your knee and bring it back down. Okay, I'm going to turn around to do the other side. So off we go again, leaning out to the side. Lifting the foot and the hand, placing the foot on the floor. Anchor your foot, lift your hand up to the ceiling. Now the aim is that your two arms are in line with each other. You haven't got one arm waving backwards or one arm right underneath you. It's right underneath your shoulder, but it's not leaning backwards. But your breastbone is going to pivot towards the ceiling. Open. So you're doing a little bit of extension. And then feel as if you're going to round your back. Pull your tummy up. And from here, thread the needle. Send the back of your hand through underneath your arm. And then once again, feel that it's your rib cage turning. Your foot is firmly pressed against the floor, side of your foot. Breathe out, lift the skin of the tummy, see if you can thread through. Keep your hips as they are. Right, last one, just bring the arm up to the ceiling, and then see if you can place your hand back down on the floor, then pivot through onto your toes, then lift your knee up and place it back. Stretch your arms out and sit backwards, so you're stretching, really stretching through your shoulders. Stick your bum out, guys, so your bottom's sort of sticking backwards. And then imagine you've got glue on your hands and you're going to pull yourself forward. And you want to come a little bit further forward than you were before. So you're lifting your head and you're just leaning forward, putting weight onto your hands. Try not to let your hips collapse. And then push backwards. Keep looking forward, but send your bum backwards. And stretch your arms far forward on either side of your mat. And then that glue on your hands pulls your shoulders down. You rock forward. You're keeping the head and the eye line lifted. You're lifting up your tummy. Squeeze your bottom. I want you to try and bring the hips a little bit further forward. And then lean the bottom backwards. Send it back. Just in a straight line. A nice straight line. I'm going to turn around so that you can see this the other way around. And then coming forward. Now, for those of you who can, if you've got something wrong with your feet, please don't do this. I want you to lean forward and I want you to press into your shins and just see if you can lift your knees off the floor. So we're in what we call the upward dog. Then push backwards, drop your knees down. You're going to push backwards and you're going to sit back on your heels. Take your hands behind you. Keep looking forward and squeeze your hips up. Just lift the hips. Keep looking down. Then drop your hips down. Slide your hands forward. Reach and pull yourself forward again. Lift your chest. Squeeze and lift your knees. Push into your arms. That's it. Drop the knees. Just go backwards. You can only go back a little way, just stop and don't go all the way. Put your hands back just next to you, fingertips facing forward, squeeze the hips up. It's really strong thigh stretch, guys. Drop your hips and now bring yourself forward and just pull yourself onto your tummies. So your elbows are lifted. And your elbows are sort of squeezing towards each other. And we're in much more of a yoga position now. with our elbows up. We're in the position where if you were doing yoga, you would do something called the cobra. I want you to press your legs into the floor, and pressing your elbows towards each other, just come up into a little extension. So really all that's happening is your elbows are pushing backwards, your shoulder blades are squeezing a little bit closer together than normal, and your head's lifted up, so you're looking forward. Don't look too much at the ground, just lift your head, stretch your neck, pull your shoulder blades down, that's better, and then roll down and put your forehead down. So it's more compressed than your swan, but just pull up the tummy first. Feel that you've got your ribs lifted. You've got your pubic bone down. You're squeezing your elbows back. You're engaging the backs of your shoulders. Now pull your shoulder blades down and try and squeeze your shoulder blades together in your back. And then drop back onto the mat. Well done. Now we're going to come up into that position just at the bottom of the bra strap line in the front. Now from here, just see if you can lift your hands, you'll push your elbows back, lift your hands up off the floor so that your elbows are sort of squeezing towards each other. Now as you breathe out, you're going to straighten your arms and drop down towards the floor. As you breathe in, bring your elbows back, squeeze them back towards each other and lift up a little bit higher. So once again, reach forward, let your body flop forward a little bit. And as you breathe in, squeeze the elbows back, don't come up too high. Just feel yourself on the bottom of the bra strap line. And last one, reach forward and then gently pull your elbows back towards you. Let your forehead drop down and just push into your hands. Take your hands a little bit further forward, push into your hands, lift your head, come onto your elbows and just push yourself up into a swan stretch. So a lovely long swan, early in the class, just getting the back into the right position. And then roll down and bring your head all the way down. Right, from here, I want you to stretch out the arm furthest from the screen, so stretch it forward, push with the other arm and roll yourself onto your side. So you will be fairly close to this back edge of your mat, which is where you want to be. You're going to bend your knees, bring your knees in an oyster position, and your ear is pressed into the side of your arm. Your other hand is resting just in front of you. Okay, from here, you're going to do 6 oysters, just very simple. Open the knee, squeeze it back. And imagine your tail is sticking, your bum is sticking out slightly behind you. And you're really finding those edges of the feet. Great, that looks good. So making sure you're not tucking your tail underneath you is very important. Just try and stick it out. Good, try and get a little higher through that top leg. Lovely. Last one, lift up the knee and lower your knee down. Right, now just slide your legs a little bit further back, just behind you. Your feet go further back, sort of towards the back of your mat. Then lift up your top leg and place your heel back on the mat where it was, so where your foot was. Okay, so your foot's on the mat. Okay, now pivot the knee of that foot up towards the ceiling. So you're doing an oyster, but your foot's on the floor, not on your other foot. And then rotate it back. Keep going. You've got 4 more. And down. And lift. Really feel it's coming from the top of the thigh. And down. And go. Keep going. Lovely. Last 2. Can't get very much movement without rolling your hip backwards, and you're not allowing that to happen. And then last one. And then just drop your knee down onto the other knee. Keep the leg, your bottom leg bent, and stretch out your top leg. Push it out and away from you, engage your tummy. Now if you look at your foot, you will have the little toe side upwards and not in turnout. So you want to feel that the outside edge of your foot is parallel to the floor. And we're going to do something we call mountain climber. So to do this, you want to take your leg back a little bit. So it's just slightly behind the line of your body. And then we're going to draw the outline of some mountains. We're going to go up and down like a wavy line as we bring our leg forward. So it's coming forward, but it's following that wavy line. And then we're going to take it back. And then the mountains are going to get higher, and we're going to take them up a level. And then take the leg back. Okay, and then higher. And then back, along that wavy edge. And then higher. And then back. Okay, we've only got one more level, right up to where you can manage it. And take them back. And when your leg's back, stop, hold, and now very slowly lower your leg all the way down. Bring it down to the floor. Well done. Stretch out your bottom leg. And squeeze both legs together. So you're in a point, a soft point. Press the sides of your ribs into the mat, engage your tummy, and with your pointed legs, lift them just off the floor, pointed feet rather. Engage the tummy. You're going to be feeling it in the top of your thighs, but don't lift them so high that it's killing you. Flex your heels and just lower them. Okay, so the important thing when you're lifting your legs, as you all know, you're pressing the sides of your ribs down because we're going to do double-legged mountain climber. So you're pointing up, you're taking your legs slightly behind you, and both legs are doing a little up and down, and it's very small, like a very small wavy line. Up, keep your legs together. Try and take them both back and then see if you can lift them up a little bit higher. Barbara, this is where you stop, please. If you are doing it, don't go any higher than this. If anybody else wants to go a little bit higher, this is glute work. Bring it up, little wavy line. Take it back behind you. And lower your legs all the way down. Well done. Bend your knees, bring them right in towards you. Hold that position. And then stretch your legs out again. And we're going to roll slightly back, just a little bit back. Bring your heels together and your toes apart into a scissoring position. And we're going to scissor. Just open. That's it. Just let the legs open and close past each other. That's it, just nice and stable. Then see if you can take your hand off the floor and hold your balance. And do 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. And bring your legs all the way down. Bend your knees. Push your hand into the floor and push yourself up. Now, what we're going to do is, if you have hip issues, try and have yourself sitting upright. So if you can stretch that leg out and forward slightly, see if that makes a difference. If you want a block underneath you, or you want a little cushion, or want to roll up your mat. But the leg that you are stretching forward isn't right out behind you. It's just slightly on the diagonal. You're going to take your arms out to the side. We're going to do a side bend towards the side. Okay, so we're going to put the palm down. You're going to now lean onto your elbow and take your leg back if you can, and give it and really stretch over your arm. Then bring yourself back and swing the leg forward as you come, and take your arm across your lap. Okay, so let's do that again. So what you want to feel is, as you go over, you're rolling your foot on towards your ankle side and pressing into that side. And as you roll back, you're rolling your foot onto your heel side and opening your hip. So be very conscious of that movement, rolling towards the big toe side as you go over. That's it. So as you roll, keep your foot on the floor, keep your foot on the floor, don't lift it up. As you roll onto the heel, that's it, bring yourself back. So you want your other foot a little bit further away from your leg. So Michelle, just pull your right heel forward, that's it. Okay, so once again, over, roll, ankle, big toe, stretch. Okay, and then roll over, sit on your sit bones, and stretch. Okay, knowing we've got this, we're going to add to it. So you're going to lean onto your elbow, stretch over, now roll, so you're bringing the back, your armpit towards the floor. Rotate your body. Then start with a big toe, roll onto the heel, try and roll the hip down, and bring yourself back. So you've got all this delicious work going on in your hip as you do that. So you're feeling the spiral in the bones of your leg, your thighs, and then rotate through the ribs. Just let yourself stretch. You're stretching all the fascia along your rib cage. And then bring yourself back and bring your heel down. Just bring yourself across to the other side. Excellent. Now swap legs. So the other leg's out or forward, and you're might find it more difficult, might find it easier. Remember, this foot doesn't have to be too close to your legs. And then we're going over, rolling, so we're squeezing the big toe towards the floor, pressing and stretching, and bringing it back as we plop onto our sit bones and over to the other side. Beautiful. Breathing in, just let your shoulders drop. Exhale, make it soft. As you roll, just breathe into that. Inhale. And exhale. And again, inhale. And exhale. Now, lift the skin of your tummy and rotate so you're trying to bring your armpit towards the floor. Come back out into a side bend and back into your counter stretch. And again, so over, elbow down, side bend, and then rotate. Reach that armpit towards the floor. Bring yourself all the way back. And counter stretch. Well done. Ready to stretch your legs out. And do the other side. So we're on our side. The arms stretched away. Just try and remember which side you did before. Sides of the feet together. And a hand on the mat. And we're just going to lift up. We're doing 6 oysters, very plain. In your normal position. Tailbone stuck out a bit. That's it. Try and keep the edges of your feet touching so that you've genuinely got a sort of like a hinge in the edges of your feet. So you feel this opening through your hip. Okay, bring that up. You've probably got another 2. That's it. Last one. And then bring your knees back. This time you're going to lift your legs and take them back behind you slightly. And then lift the top leg and put your heel back where both feet used to be. Dig that heel into the floor and do 6 more oysters, opening through the hip. And down. And 2. And 3. And 4. And 5. And 6, engage your tummy, drop your knee, well done, stretch out your legs. Toes pointed, legs not behind you, they're just engaged a little bit forward of your body. Point your legs, impressing your ribs into the mat, lift up, flex and lower. Point and lift, flex and lower. Point and lift, flex and lower. Last one, points and lift, flex and lower, and then lift your top leg up. Okay, so from here, the side of your foot is in line with the floor. And we're going to do our little mountain climbers with one leg. So we're just going to go forward, 3, 4, 5, 6, and back. 2, 3, 4. Try and get it back. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Same level. 5, 6, and up. So little wiggle, zigzag, take it back, try and get it back, keep it back, same level, forward. And then up higher. So remember we had 4 levels. If you want to stop at level 3, your sides of your legs are getting tired, take it back. And now level 4, higher. Should feel a bit of a burn in the back of your thighs. And then bring the leg back slowly down on top of the other leg. Whoa. Okay, both legs this time. So this time your feet are pointed. You're pushing your top leg away. You're going to lift both legs up. Now, really, you find your rib comes off the ground. Make it go back onto the ground. So you're pushing your ribs down. And then we're doing smaller ones, up and down, not so far back. Remember your legs are glued together, and this is slower. We're using the sides of the waist. And now a little bit higher, and we've only got 4 in this particular range. It's really heavy, really strong. And then you've got your leg back, bend your knees. Just draw your knees in towards you. Then you give yourself a little bit of a pat through your hips. And then you're going to push yourself back up, and you're just going to roll onto your backs. So from here, done all the work that we've done has been in a completely different order. So get your feet reaching forward, your toes reaching forward, your arms pressing down. Drop your ribs. And then start with a very small pelvic curl, just curling your tailbone underneath you. And then slowly uncurl. Okay, so from here, small pelvic curl and roll the pelvis out, pushing your knees forward. Stretch your hips as you lift. Reach your arms back behind you and roll your spine down. Bring your arms forward. I'm going to do 3 of those. So very plain. Rolling up. Inhale to reach. Keep your arms wide. Don't pinch the shoulders. Roll down. Try and drop your ribs a little bit. So Lorraine, drop your ribs, drop your ribs, drop your ribs before your hips come down. That's it. Press the arms down. Try and keep the bra strap line down while you roll your hips up. So curl your tail under you more. Press that bra strap line down. Now push your knees forward and pull your hips up. That's it. Reach your arms back. Okay, keep your arms a bit back as you roll your spine down. Good. Now bring your fingertips to the ceiling and curl your body forward, reaching your fingertips towards the wall in front of you. Look down into your tummy. Make sure your tummy's dropping, not popping up. And from here, fold up one leg, fold up the other leg. Barbara, keep both feet on the ground, please. And reach forward with your fingertips, just deepen, deepen, deepen. And from here, reach your feet to the ceiling. And you're going to do your hundreds, breathing in and out, and in and out. And lower your feet about 3 inches. Keep going, and in, and out. And lower your right leg as you breathe in, and lift it as you breathe out. And the other leg, keep looking at your tummy, don't let your head drop back. And lift, you've got 2 more sets, breathing in, and out. Then in, lift the head up, bring yourself forward a little bit more, Lorraine, your head's going to get sore. And then bend your knees and roll down and bring the head back onto the mat. Draw your knees in towards you. Okay, we're going to rock ourselves up into a balancing position in a minute. If you don't want to roll like a ball, then miss this out. If your back's being bad, just miss it out. Nod your head forward, push through your legs, find your balance. Draw your shoulders down. Now we're going to do a kind of remedial roll like a ball. So what you want to do with if you're going to massage your back, is you want your legs a little bit further away from you. You want to consciously pull your pubic bone towards you, so you already feel your pelvis tilting. And then ram your shoulder blades down. Really push them down. Look at your tummy. Roll across your back and bring it back. So feel, first of all, that you're taking your time. That if your back's a little bit tight, you're giving it time to massage. Try not to let your legs swing in too close to you. Do that one more time. Bring yourself back. And from here, just lower your feet down. Good. Stretch your legs out. Now, this is where you can use your band. If your back's not great, just use your band and hook it over your feet. Also, just pop a little cushion underneath the back of your pelvis. But otherwise, we're going to do the classic roll up. We're going to reach forward and drag our shoulder blades down. Now there's a continual reach forward in roll up. You're reaching forward with your fingertips, trying to stretch to the front wall while your spine curls down towards the mat. And then roll back through your shoulders, and only at the last minute do you bring your arms up and back. So the shoulders work really hard. Nod your head forward. Feel as if you're going to push your fingertips into the wall in front of you, scoop your tummy, keep the curve, don't restack, just roll back again. Drag those shoulders down. Press your legs into the floor. That's it, lovely. Reach back. Bring your arms up, reach forward with your fingertips. Press your back into the floor. That's really nice. And then just soften through your body. Lean your weight slightly over your legs. Just take a moment to let your back release out a little bit. And then restack your spine. Now, Barbara, I'd like you to miss this one out because it involves a twist. We're going to do the saw. I'd like you to take your arms out to the side. And as you rotate to your right, dive your little finger towards your toe, reach your other hand back and look back towards that backhand. Breathe in, bring yourself up, looking to the side. Turn as you breathe in. Breathe out, reach to your toe. Inhale all the way up and round. Exhale, dive, finger to little toe and stretch, look back. Inhale all the way up and round. Exhale, dive. Last two. Inhale all the way up and round. Exhale, dive. Last one. And dive. And then bring yourself up. Bend your knees, bring your hands behind the back of your knees, or if you're using your band, you can have your band underneath your feet. Sit yourself, pull yourself right up to your full height. So you're right up on your sitting bones, your feet glued onto the floor, and then very slowly curl back. So as if you're hanging off the back of your legs, let your back sag. Just let everything relax. Then draw in the skin of your tummy. Roll forward, breathe in, lift your head and neck. And again, starting from the tail, curl your tailbone underneath you. Breathe out, pull forward through your arms. Breathe in, roll out. This time lift your chest, lift your body, lift your breastbone. And then start from your tail, curl back. Then scoop forward once again and restack your spine. Then bring your arms forward, and as you breathe out, roll back. If you're using the band, just hold the band. Breathe in, take one arm out to the side. Breathe out, bring it back. Other side, turning your shoulders, turning your body, and bring your arm forward. Two more. So pull the tummy in, make sure your back isn't flat. You're curling your tailbone underneath you, turning your ribs, and bring the arm forward. And again, rotate as you breathe in. Exhale. Now stay there when you bring your arm forward. Scoop into the tummy and then push with your fingertips. Take a hold of your legs and lift yourself all the way up. Right, we're going to go back a little bit further. Breathing out, roll back, and just see if you can come just to the back of your pelvis, tucking your tailbone underneath you, drawing your shoulders down. Reach your arms forward. Now, looking at your one hand, take it out and take it back and just allow it to tap the floor. Back of the hand to the floor. Scoop. And then reach forward with your arm and roll up towards your sitting bones. Other side, roll back, take the arm out, rotate to the other side, press into your arm. Exhale as you reach forward, roll up. Good, two more. So rolling back as you take your arm out and rotate. Rotate the body, don't just swing the arm back. Scoop through the tummy and restack your spine. Other side, breathing out as you twist and rotate the ribs, putting the tummy back to center. Roll your spine all the way down onto the mat once again. Bring your head down. Keep your knees bent, but pull your heels in a little closer towards you. Press your arms into the floor, and we're going to roll our hips all the way up. So pushing out through your knees. If your back's not feeling too good, keep your hips a little lower than normal. Otherwise, what I want you to do is make sure you've got your breastbone down, and you're going to lift your hips, press into your arms, press into the backs of your arms, and bring one knee up. Then reach that foot up to the ceiling. Stretch it up. Flatten your foot so the sole of your foot's facing the ceiling. And we're doing 4 footprints on the ceiling. Pushing up and dropping down. 2, 3, 4. Now once that foot's on the ceiling, you're going to keep the foot flexed and you're going to lower it parallel to the other one. Breathe in, bring your leg up. Breathe out, lower it. And point and lift. Flex and lower. Point your foot and lift. Keep your hips up, bend your knee, lower your foot down onto the floor. Press down, make sure your ribs haven't popped up. Press into your arms and fold the other leg up. Sole of the foot towards the ceiling. 4 footprints on the ceiling. 1, 2, 3. Try not to push up with your arms. Remember, you're pushing up with your glutes. Good. Hold. Now lower that leg parallel to the other one. And feel as if you're pushing your foot towards the wall in front of you. Point and lift. Flex and lower. Point and lift. Flex and lower. Good. Bring your leg up. Don't collapse. Bring that hip back up, please, guys. Bend your knee. Lower your foot down. Even yourself up and really slowly, slowly, slowly roll your spine all the way down. I'm going to do a glute stretch, so I'll leave it up to you if you're going to do it or not. I want you to lift your ankle, your foot, and just place your ankle just above the knee, so one ankle, with your knees level, your arms even, and I want you to roll up your hip. So as you lift your breath, you're into your bridge position. Try and push the knee away from you, so you're really opening out your hip as you do that. And then very slowly start to curl your tailbone underneath you as you roll down. So you're getting a strong stretch in your glutes, but you could also be getting a strong stretch in your ankle or anywhere else. So once again, curl, pushing your knees away from you. Stretch both knees out. Try and keep your hips even. Now, press into your arms, guys. So you're pressing into your arms. And I want that knee that's sticking outwards to tilt towards the floor. So you're tilting it down. And then stand into your other foot and bring your hips up to even. And then tilt that to the side. And then press it back. So I've got my left leg up, and my left knee is tilting down, my left hip is dipping, and then I'm going to bring it up to even by using my opposite leg, opposite glute, and then I'm going to roll my spine down, and then put my foot down. Okay, so it's quite strong. Just be aware that, you know, hips are precious things, you don't want to hurt them. Okay, so other foot just above the knee, the opposite knee's out to the side. You've got a stretch already, possibly happening. Press into your arms, roll your hips up and down. So you're coming up, squeeze your butt, squeeze your bottom. Don't let that all go soft, and then roll your spine down. Okay, 2 more. So roll up, pushing your knees away from you. Reach and roll down. Good. Roll up, and you're going to do your little tilts. So remember, the standing leg is going to stay as it is, and the opposite hip just tilts out to the side. Now stand on that leg and bring everything back to normal, to parallel. And again, tilt and right yourself. Good, last one, little tilt, bring yourself back, and then roll your spine down, bringing your tailbone all the way down. Well done, bring your feet onto the floor. Take your feet out wide, but on the edges of your mat. And roll your knees towards the screen. So you're rolling as if you're going to just roll your hips up on one side. Okay, so my furthest hip has lifted, and I'm going to continue to roll as if I'm pushing my knee towards my heel and my ankle, and then I'm going to roll back. So it's as if your shoulders stay in the same position, but your hips are rolling one to one side, and the other one is lifting. So you're pressing, stretching out, and then roll back across your hips. Do that 2 more times. So roll the knees across. Think knee to ankle as the hip lifts on the outside. Turn your head to the opposite side. And then bring your knees back. And then the other side. So reach through your legs. Good. Bring those knees back. Right, stretch your legs out and away from you, or you can bend them. And I want you just to roll over onto your tummy. So you're just going to stretch the legs, you're going to roll onto your tummy again. So we're going back into our extension poses. Have your hands this time, so part level with your temples. So you want your thumb to just draw a track out of the temples. Press your hands down, keep your elbows really nice and wide, and drop your forehead down into your mat. Send your legs out into a little V position behind you, and take a moment just to let your tummy relax. So sink the tummy, sink the bottom of the ribs down, let your legs feel relaxed. And then from here, once again, we're going to lift our head up. We're leaning into that bra strap line, just like we did at the beginning of the class. But this time I want you to start to slide your hands forward along the floor and just drop down a little bit. So you've got that sense of a star shape. And now slide your hands out in a circle. They're coming behind you. And as they circle behind you, lift your breastbone up. Hold, and now bend your elbows up. Squeeze them in towards you, And as you breathe out, shoot them forward and drop down. So we're doing breaststroke. We're going to breathe in and circle the arms. Lift the chest, lift the gaze. Don't push the chin forward, but just lift the head. Squeeze your elbows in and press your legs into the floor and breathe out as you go forward. Inhale as you circle. Bend. Exhale as you reach. Now, bring your legs together as you shoot your arms forward. As you circle your arms out, drag your legs apart. As you bend your elbows and shoot your arms forward, squeeze your legs together. Inhale, open the arms circle. Exhale, shoot forward and squeeze your legs together. Last one. Inhale as you swim. Exhale, just shoot the arms forward and just let your arms relax. Turn your head to the right. Wiggle your hips from side to side. Just let everything relax. Before you bring your hands next to your ribs again, once again push yourself back up into a kneeling position. Making sure you're on your mat. And we're going to do a perfect cat stretch now. So we're going to start from the tail. Tuck your tailbone underneath you, round your back, scoop up through the tummy, and then the lower back, the middle back, the upper back. Your shoulders and your neck is relaxed. Your shoulders are really stretching, coming up high between your shoulders. And then reach out from the tail all the way through, sliding your shoulders down and feeling your back hollow a little bit. Okay, so try and keep that arch that you've created in your back, that lift of the breastbone, and then start to curl from your tail, then through your lower back, then your middle back, then up through your shoulders, and then once again let your head relax. Give it a shake, and uncurl through your tail, your lower back, your middle back. Slide your shoulders down, lift your head. Okay, now tuck your toes underneath you and do the same thing, but push out through your heels and round your back up. And once you're rounded up, lift your knees up and then come right up and stick your bottom out and drop your heels down. Push them down. Lift up onto your toes. We're going to do a cat stretch and gradually lower our knees to the floor. So I want you to curl your tailbone underneath you. Round your back as much as possible. Let your knees lower down. And send your tailbone out. And lift that breastbone. Once again, curl from the tail, the lower back, the middle back, the upper back. Push with your hands and lift your sit bones as you lift up into your downward dog. Now see if you can drop at least one heel onto the floor, but see if you can drop both heels onto the floor, stretching out the backs of your legs. Then come right up onto your balls of your feet. Curl your tailbone underneath you. Let your weight come forward as you round your back and slowly lower your knees down. Send your tailbone up behind you. You've got one more like that. So breathing out. Curl up. Lift your sit bones up and send them up to the ceiling as you drop your heels. Now this time you're in this high pike position. Your back's flat, you're pushing with your arms to get your chest closer. Now we're going to change that by lifting onto the balls of the feet and curling your tail under you. Let your knees bend. See if you can push your weight forward as if you're going to do a handstand. So you're looking at your shins. And then slowly, with control, lower your knees onto the floor and reach out through your tail. Just let your body sit back and get a bit towards your heels. Give everything a little bit of a shake side to side. And then walk your hands back. Press your heels onto the mat. Roll your spine up. So your knees are going to be soft, and then you're rolling up to standing. Bring the head up. And now we're going to roll down, but you are actually going to bend your knees. So let your knees go soft as you breathe up. Let your body come down. As you bend, as your knees bend more and more and more and more and more, you're almost in a squatting position when you get down to the bottom, and you're really crumpled. Everything's relaxed. The neck's relaxed, the wrists, and then as you push into your feet, roll your spine up. Then straighten your legs now. Wait till your legs are straight until you bring your head up. And it's a bit like a puppet. You're letting everything crumple again. The knees, the ankles. Let the spine bend. Let your bottom continue to drop as you crumple down towards the floor. And then you feel the energy from the floor as you push up, straightening your legs, rolling your spine up, bringing your head up, and dropping your shoulders.